What is up, YouTube dorks? So the match analysis that we have here today is Itabashi Zangief versus John Takeuchi from this past weekend CPT Japan, the first qualifier for Capcom Cup this season. And this match took place in top 16 winners side. Winner makes it into top 8 winners. And it featured a very interesting counterpick war between Itazan and John, where both players have two characters that they main. Itabashi plays Zangief and Abigail, which a lot of you guys know already. And John actually has a Cody. Most of you guys know him for his Rashid, but he's been playing Cody since at least this past year. The match definitely came down to the wire. A lot of cool moments, very hype moments, almost a comeback from Itazan, but John manages to end up winning with Cody, qualifying for top 8. Not a character that you see very often at high level play, at least not in the past couple years. Maybe we'll see him a little bit more as he got a couple of buffs this season. So this is a very high stakes situation match where he ends up picking Cody at the end to counter pick, but starts out with Rashid at first, so we'll analyze this at first. But the Cody is also very interesting. Stan Fierce looking for a crush counter, maybe just finding some random hits. That works too. So these whirlwinds are doing a good job of keeping Itazan out. If Itazan is a little bit closer, I think he can lariat through them. But at this range, good way of keeping Itazan out. Looking for a crouch fierce, hopefully crush countering. But it's very scary. You don't want to accidentally get crush countered by Zangief. But he finds his crush counter first. Oh, flex. Gets a little bit of hit after, but John Takeuchi was out of there. Doesn't get the SPD, which would have been a big change. Oh, just a very sneaky EX command grab. Tries to get another one, but the V shift, that's a very big change, big universal change that hurts Zangief in particular. Because in situations where you previously had to guess by doing something that would either get hit, like a jump or a backdash, or get thrown, like just blocking, you have V shift that beats both of them. So Zangief, in most cases, has to make a hard call out on the V shift. But in that situation, Itazan did not call it out. Great lariat through the whirlwind. But yeah, that crouch fierce whirlwind string is just a great way for John Takeuchi to feel comfortable. Because once Zangief gets in that like very close to you range, you're like, I don't want to be near him. So you throw out that crouch fierce into whirlwind, and then you don't have to deal with Geef anymore in your face. And this is so cheap. Overhead combo into super. I didn't really see Rashid players really do this until last year, I think. And it's such a cheap mix-up. Maybe they were doing it previously and I just hadn't seen it. But in that situation, you have one hit of the whirlwind left. You can go high or low, and either way, you're just dead because the super will kill you. So I think the counter pick war worked out where Itazan wants the Abigail against Rashid, but wants a Zangief against Cody. And he ends up picking Abigail right here. He thinks that Abigail has a better chance against Rashid. I'm not sure the reasoning. We'll probably see it in this match. We'll see why he decides to pick Abigail. It could be that Abigail just finds his way in better against Rashid. Against Zangief, he was just kind of getting pushed to the corner against the whirlwind. And I think Itazan, you're seeing the flip right here. Try and get some plus frames. Crouch fierce. His buttons do go a little bit farther than Zangief's. That stand medium punch in particular will even combo into Abigail punch. But John Takeuchi has him in the corner right now. If he makes a count, he could get this round. Like, the corner is not where you want to be in against Rashid. The recovery just a little bit too fast for the punch, and then yeah, it's not a nerf. We thought the wall jump thing was a nerf at first, but seeing how much pressure it creates makes it really seem like it was a buff for Rashid. It's so hard to deal. Wow, what an anti-air. Itazan did a neutral jump, and then John Takeuchi got the medium spinning mixer. So it's looking like the Abigail pick not really working out so far. Itazan has to make some adjustments because John is just mauling him in the corner. And if he finds like one more hit, it's kind of done. A little bit too far for the Abigail punch. But he's fighting out really well. He gets a jump in, and actually that links into Crouch Fierce. Did not expect that jump in to be so plus since it did hit so high up. And one hit kills. And that really turned around. He was very, very close to just dying in the corner. And that would have been it for Itazan. But he fights out, gets the one hit into super. And all he needs is like one medium punch. Wow, that's minus 10. That full spinning mixer. And he gets a jab. That'll kill. Not sure why John committed so hard to the spinning mixer. Maybe he thought that it would whiff punish what Itazan had did. Great parry right there from Itazan against the jump in. And John is still relying on this whirlwind strategy, but it's starting to feel like Itazan is just creeping in there, where it had been pushing Itazan to the corner before. Itazan is just finding his way in, and he gets a jump in over the Crouch Fierce. Doesn't actually get the jump in to hit, and that's really just good awareness from Itazan, because he got the jump Fierce over Rashid's Crouch Medium Punch. And we'll go back and analyze the rest of this, but this was such corner pressure from Abigail, from Itazan. Itabashi Zangief playing Abigail. So first he gets his jump in, but that's not what's big. What's big right here is he baits the anti-air into damage, and then one more guess. And unfortunately that doesn't combo. If he had just canceled the stand medium punch into Abigail punches, I think it would have stunned. And yeah, it looks like the pick for Abigail was to just push John to the corner. He felt like he could do that better with Abigail than Zangief. I think just because his buttons are farther, like the stand medium punch, and I feel like his jump ins just work out a little bit better against Rashid. Like you can make him uncomfortable to crouch medium punch because you can bait it out with that jump fierce, for instance. He makes John uncomfortable, and John has to back up all the way to the corner. And John now has the option to pick his Cody, which he does. And he has a very interesting strategy with Cody that would not work against Zangief, that I will talk about once it starts up right here. So immediately, medium kick, ruffian kick, medium kick, ruffian kick. And this would not work against Zangief. It's an effective strategy against Abigail. Abigail does not have a way to punish this. If he was playing against Zangief, Zangief could flex it and SPD, maybe even just raw SPD as a punish on block. But this shows why this is probably a bad matchup for Abigail, and why John is picking this matchup, because he can just zone him out. And if he finds a random hit with medium ruffian kick, Itazan is just backed up a lot. He loses a lot of space. The reason that he was losing with his Rashid was that he got put in the corner, but Cody can get out. He can spend an EX zonk right here if he wants to push Itazan out of the corner. He can even spend 2 if he wants more corner carry than that. He does it right there. Unfortunately, he overextends right there trying to get the throw. Itazan finds an interruption. Nice V skill through the flip. And I would like to point out, it's like a very right after this, because that's good matchup awareness right there. Yes. Maybe he didn't even know this. I assume he did know that this interaction would happen, where the V skill works as it has invincibility, and it just goes over. It looks like Cody just, I feel like Cody's vertical must be ridiculous. He just jumps over Abigail, who is like 7 feet, 8 feet tall. Jumps right over him. But John had an interesting decision right here to spend his EX bar. He almost has super, Actually, never mind. I think it might be the next round, which I'm thinking of.
That's the knowledge right there.
But yes, very good awareness from him.
He went high enough that Abigail went under him, but he's so tall.
And you can see the counter pick working out.
How did that go around?
Right?
I honestly thought the interaction would have been.
Now Itazan is just uncomfortable. He thought John was gonna zone him out. He starts going in instead. He tries to get his pressure started, but the V-skill just shuts it down immediately, and then John is able to just set up his zoning again. With punish with the V-skill, I don't really know if that was supposed to work like that. And he's just a pixel away from winning. So he should win this round. Definitely should win this round. And Itazan is coming for him though. John is backing up a lot. And actually this dash is checked by the forward fierce. Abigail's forward fierce, very safe move actually to just throw out there. Hard to whiff punish. Doesn't go very far forward. He finds a hit right here, I believe. And what an amazing option. I did not know that worked for Abigail. It's very cheap. If he punished that, that would have been it, I think. But John ends up taking it. And a little bit unfortunate for Itazan, but I think what was really the issue here was that John had miscalculated at the end. He was trying to play a little bit too passive when he had such a huge life lead. So if you see back here, he has Itazan all the way in the corner with a pixel. The only way Itazan really makes a comeback is if he is able to put John in the corner and just like melt his life. Because even mid-screen, I feel like Abigail is not that scary. He can take the sweep activate. John is really scared of it. As you can see with the backdash forward dash, but I feel like he just backdashes too much. Itazan is threatening it the whole time, but he doesn't pull the trigger on the sweep activate because he knows John's trying to bait it. And he walks John all the way down to the corner. I think it would have been a better decision for John to just try and hold his ground. He has 60 seconds. It is a feasible strategy to just try and hold his ground, spend EX donks to regain a little bit of space when he needs to, and like maintain his life lead for that little bit and eventually find the hit. But the way he backed up into the corner, a little bit of a misplay on his part. I think he almost lost the round because of it, but he is able to actually get the hit in the end. But really sick from Itazan. This was a sick whiff punish. And he almost, yeah, that was, he was trying to do the same thing as before, bait the anti-air with the jump in. And he doesn't get the punish though. And John Takeuchi made his top 8 with Cody as a counter pick actually. And you can really see why he picked Cody. Just to zone Abigail out. Very interesting strategy. Medium ruffian kick, fireball. Not something I had thought about, but something you should think about. Hitting that subscribe button here on YouTube.